Even terrifying but liberating and life-changing aha moments? Lundagin mo, baby! Here's your chance! Lundagin mo, baby! Kasama ang mga pilosopong sina Jovi Miroy at Ron Capinding. Lundagin mo, baby! Leaping upward, leaping forward. Lundagin mo, baby! Leaping to greater heights, to greater wisdom, to greater magis. Lundag na, Ateneo! Mamangha sa lalim at ganda ng ating kultura at diwang makabayan, sa mga salita at pahina. Sa tulong ng mga guro at manunulat ng panitikang Pilipino, halina't tuklasin ang yaman ng ating panitikan, ang pamana ng ating lahi. Ito ang Sari-Sari, tuwing Miyerkules, 11:00 ng umaga, dito sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Get your daily dose of inspiration through our music. Follow Justcom PH on Spotify and Justcom Music on YouTube.
The Jesuit Hour. Get to know the Jesuits. Discover their spirituality, their history, their ministries. The Jesuit Hour. Anything Jesuit, everything Jesuit. The Jesuit Hour. Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/Radyo Katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content. Join Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as he delivers to us the preachings of the Sunday's Gospel that's awe-inspiring, yet easy to understand and appreciate. Let us all listen to the Word of God here on The Word Exposed on Air, only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Follow at Radyo Katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. We are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at Radyo Katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates.
Jesuit Music Ministry, music that uplifts the soul. Follow Justcom PH on Spotify and Justcom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/Radyo Katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content.
Radyo, 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 Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, Radyo, Radyo Katipunan. Radyo, Radyo, Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Radyo Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog. Lipat na Blue Eagle, kaning giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, Radyo, Radyo Katipunan. Radyo, Radyo, Radyo Katipunan.
Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagpapalit, tumba at tama. Buhay ay nanisa sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibigay lahat ng eskwela.
Things pop. Catch our all-around pop culture geek Cholo as he throws in some dose of what's poppin' and what's hot in the pop culture scene here on Popcorn. Munchin' with us every Thursdays from 4 to 6, only here on Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
What's poppin', and welcome to Popcorn with Cholo, your stop for all things pop, where we talk about all things pop culture from here in the Philippines. Nasa bahay pa rin kami. And to the rest of the globe. If you're new here, thanks for coming by and listening to us or watching us here on Radyo Katipunan. And thank you for continuing to listen. For those who have been on for who knows how long, let's go introduce our co-hosts for the night. Konti lang kami for the first time in a while. Let's welcome back Perns.
Hello.
Hey Perns, and Jeremiah is here as well.
Hey, hello.
So it's an ACOM episode pala. Dapat kaming dalawa lang ni Jeremiah dahil wala lang. People have been busy. It's also been quite busy for me the
It
past
has been
few
busy.
weeks. So
Yes.
thank you guys for joining me.
Especially as Q4 is ending.
Yeah.
All the projects are wrapping up.
Well, what are you... Ito siguro question before we start the actual show, which will be a bit shorter than usual. What are you looking forward to this December season, aside from the Q4 rush, you know? Well, I will start, but, you know, Christmas break, there's still that vibe around because even if you're at home, you've been at home for the longest time, you know, you've still been busy with a lot of things. But, alam mo, ako, I have like a lot of... Well, I guess I'm not counted because I have a lot of Shopee deliveries to fix. Malapit na mag 12-12 and all that. But, you know, just the thought of Christmas and just some festivity after a crazy year is something to look forward to. Yeah, and I will show this cute baby Yoda I got. It's like huge.
Oh
Oh,
God!
So that's
whoa!
something I'm
That
happy
is
about.
huge.
My birthday is next week, so it's like an advanced birthday gift.
Oh,
Yun
happy
lang.
birthday, Cholo.
So, Jer, I guess you should go
I
next.
didn't even know that they made Funko Pops that big.
Yeah, it's 10 inches. And they're even bigger Funko Pops, like 18 inches.
Wow.
Sana all my 18 inches. Charot!
Wala, ruler nga hindi abot ng 18, di ba?
Me, I am looking forward to seeing my friends because, as we all go through it, Christmas is the time for reunions. And as early as now, me and my various barcadas were already setting dates for Christmas. So it's just that whole rush of seeing your friends, especially since we haven't seen our friends for the whole year because of the government.
Yeah, 2021 mid-year come faster.
And
Hopefully mid-year, no?
actually, I have this really nice house party with my friend. I think I'm personally okay with meeting my friends who live in the same village as me
Yeah.
because it's it's not like you're out in a public place where there's a higher chance of contracting the virus, but at least it's your friend's house. You can sanitize yourself. Sanitize.
Yeah.
And we're doing this really fun thing where we're gonna cook lunch and then afterwards we're gonna hire home service na mani pedi. So we're gonna
Aw.
get the mani
Oh, that's
pedi,
really cute.
That's
talk,
nice.
and have our foot calluses removed, and nails painted while we catch up with our lives. So it's something I'm really looking forward to.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
But
For
yeah,
me,
I mean, it's really different na seeing people in person, even if
True.
you're on Zoom with them for like the whole week, basically, or however often you meet with people. Seeing them in real life is just like a completely
True.
different experience.
So much has happened with my friend group, as you guys know.
yeah.
That's
And
true.
we can't even be there for the big events, the
Mm.
life-changing events. Prince, you go.
For me, what I'm excited about December is I'm excited to buy gifts because I'll be honest, I haven't since the pandemic started. I haven't made any major purchase. So like I've been saving up so much. Like I couldn't believe how much I've saved up. So I'm pretty excited that I finally get to spend it. And now I'm able to buy even better gifts than I was able to last year for my family and
Wow.
friends.
PS5 na ba yan for yourself?
We'll see. We'll see.
Sold
PS5.
out PS5, which sold out under a minute or two.
Diba? Crazy. But yun nga, I'm really excited to buy gifts na, which I should probably get to do it before all the potential gifts run out. But yeah, I'm excited.
Chola, buti pa si Prince nakaka-save up. We were
I
just
know.
talking
We were
about
just
this a
talking
while
about
ago.
that before we started recording. Like, I'm just probably gonna save up in quarter 2 next year. Naka-plan talaga quarter 2 pa. Or second quarter. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's an exciting part about the holidays as usual. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman mga yun. And one of the gifts we have received as we in this year of craziness is the gift of music. Wow, ano talaga transition. And speaking of music, I mean, it's been a great year for music, and they just announced the Grammys nominations. So before the Grammy nominations, I would like to announce that I have also been nominated.
Yay!
Siyempre kailangan i-plug before mag-close ang voting period, di ba? So, thanks to the people at Philippine Podcast Directory for the Philippine Podcast Directory Awards 2020, I have been nominated as part of the nominees for the Male Podcaster of the Year category. So, thank you for that. I was really shocked. Like, wow, where did that come from? But it's an honor to be nominated at the very least. And thank you to the people who make up Popcorn, of course, you guys, and all the rest who join us week after week, and the people who listen, and of course, the Radyo Katipunan as well, for all the support. I wouldn't be nominated, of course, without your help and your support all these for the last 2 years or so. So yeah, I hope you could vote for me. The link is on our popcorn pages. You could just vote for all the other podcasts who are there, or just vote for me if you want to. But the bottom line is, vote for me, please. Para naman may votes tayo.
Can I just say I already voted for you, Cholo. #
Same.
Stadyaran 2020.
Yes, wala pang 2022, nangangampanya na tayo.
Yes.
So at least we hope we win. I win, and it's gonna be a win for everyone, not just me, because I'm just a moderator here. Joke. I'm just talaga. But yeah, thanks for that, and we will now move on to the show, which is about the Grammy nominations for Grammy 2021 ba or 2020?
2021.
2021, yes. So that is the 63rd annual Grammy Award. So this will be a short episode as we discuss some of the major nominations and snubs, and also, our feelings about all the other nominations that happened in the Grammys, because 2020 was such a fun year. But ayun, let us start with that. So the top nominee for the year with 9 nominations is Beyonce, and following her are 6 nominations each for Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, and Roddy Ricch. So, of course, let's congratulate our faves before we go to anyone else.
Yes.
Congrats to the Queen Bee, and of course, my queen, Taylor Swift, who just announced
Congrats.
her documentary / concert, intimate concert for Folklore, which is called the Folklore Pond Sessions.
Oh, wow.
So that was just like a random, oh hey, I'm dropping a new concert and intimate documentary thing on Disney Plus at midnight, just like the way she announced Folklore. So that's something exciting for all the Swifties out there, and I will be watching that as soon as our recording ends. So that's called Taylor Swift's Folklore, the Long Pond Studio Sessions, and it's on Disney Plus for people who can access Disney Plus, and elsewhere for people who can't access it on Disney Plus. And I'm pretty sure Taylor will be releasing Spotify versions of these
I think she
stripped-down
did.
versions.
But she did.
Let me check. I actually
I think
haven't
she
checked
did.
Spotify yet.
I saw the Spotify thing about it.
Oh yeah, it's already there. So
Yeah.
the whole album, stripped edition, Long Pond Studio Sessions, is already out on Spotify and all streaming platforms. I did not do my Swiftie research because of work. Anyway, Taylor Swift, congrats. I mean, well deserved for Folklore, of course. After being snubbed for the last 2 albums, which is Our Reputation and Lover, it's a good return to form for her. Obviously, for me talaga, medyo snub talaga yun, because Reputation was its own different take on Taylor Swift music, and Lover also had some good cuts from it. So it's nice that she got the recognition again after a while. So that's it for my Taylor Swift news.
For Taylor Swift, for me lang, probably this is me lang, like if you put together Reputation, Lover, and Folklore, I would nominate Folklore for Album of the Year, given the situation we are in right now and the way it's curated, the sound of it. It's really nice to hear. So like, I would gladly nominate Taylor for that album. It's really nice. Ang ganda na pakinggan. And she got 5 nominations from that. Alam mo yun? And the 6th one kasi is from her song on Cats. But whatever.
Which is a really good song.
It's pretty
Beautiful
good, but
Ghost is really
okay,
good.
sure.
I'll
So,
admit, I go. Sorry, Prince.
No, yeah, but yeah, I'm just happy na it is a really well deserved. Like Folklore does deserve to have this amount
It
of
does.
It really does.
I'll admit I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan, but Folklore came at such a perfect time for the kind
Yeah.
of album it is. It's cozy, it's warm,
Yes.
it's very comforting.
And kind of
And-
sad too.
Yeah, I may have my reservations with Taylor Swift, the person, but as an artist, if you look at her past 3 albums, she has shown the range
Yes.
of what she can do. She has, parang Madonna lang, she reinvented herself every time, and it's I respect her for it.
Yeah, I'll give her that.
It's always a question of what is she gonna do next, because she's such
Rap
a
album? Charot.
We never know, but obviously we know the next move will be re-recorded versions
Oh
of
yeah,
her last
re-recorded everything.
her first seven albums rather, because other breaking news, well, not so breaking anymore, was that Scooter Braun sold the whole catalog again to another
Another
company for
company.
like $300 million,
Yes.
and they really couldn't resolve that whole thing. Um, and the company approached Taylor asking if she could help out and like make things happen, but given the terms that they have with Ithaca,
This
which
is true.
is
Yeah.
by Scooter Braun, it wasn't really in favor of Taylor, and she said,
Yeah.
I couldn't really um, do that for myself given
Mhm.
everything that happened. And yeah, so she just said she's really been like dropping hints like, hey, I'm already re-recording, I'm starting to re-record my past albums, and
Oh,
of course, the
wow.
first one will be Taylor Swift, the debut album. So I'm kind of predicting it's gonna drop before the year ends, out of
She's
nowhere.
she's
Wow.
doing what JoJo did
Yeah,
when I forgot her record label. Pero when JoJo got screwed over,
Mm.
kumbaga, she recorded all of her two albums for Spotify, and it's really good, as in better than the originals, if I say so. Like her technical skill, watching her re-record Get Out, ang galing, sobrang layo from the original. There's so much soul now.
yeah, yun eh. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same with Taylor because her vocals have
Hmm.
really changed as well, and her talent. Of course, it's been how many years since she started? It's like 14, 15 years na rin. So
Yeah.
it's gonna sound different, and it's really exciting for a lot of fans out there. And that kind of like ruins the investment made by Scooter Braun, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
The power moves. I just stand her.
Especially if the re-recorded versions will be the only ones available in Apple Music or Spotify.
I don't think she controls the old catalog din eh.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
get
So she'll
that.
still be earning from those, I believe, but she fully owns all the songs released from Lover onwards, so she has more control over what she owns now.
Ah, shit. I didn't know that kasama 1989.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
All
last
those
one
past
in that
gone.
cycle was Reputation.
I
Reputation.
always thought it was only the early
No,
albums. That's so sad.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean that was the biggest issue talaga to begin with the whole Scooter Braun thing is you worked hard, you wrote all these songs, it's your photos, and you don't own any of it because people sold it out without your like permission or without really like asking for your blessing or anything like that.
Parang ano lang, Ashley O-ish.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Exactly like the Ashley O storyline.
Yeah. Hey.
So moving on from Miss Taylor Swift, we already talked about her too much on this show.
Sorry.
Dua Lipa, well deserved. Future Nostalgia was
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
I expected it, really.
I dare say out of the biggest nominees of the year, Dua Lipa is the most improved out of everyone. She has shown so much growth. When she performed at the European MTV Video Awards last year, she premiered Don't Start Now with the yellow and black choreo.
That was
Mhm.
just wow.
Amazing. And everyone was used to troll Dua for not being able to perform well, allegedly, not knowing how to dance.
Yeah, yeah.
The infamous meme of her.
Doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the concert she had here maybe 2019, early 2019 or late 2018. I'm not quite sure about the timeline. But yeah, may ganong impression naman talaga even though her songs are really good. The
And
stage
yeah,
presence was just not the
yeah.
parang bongga levels that you would want.
And then she just killed it unexpectedly. The choreo was so smooth. There was a part of it na sobrang synchronized yung movements nila. She had presence, which I love and I can stand. And she recently did the guesting at the Graham Norton show where she sang Levitating, and she channeled
yeah.
her inner
Yeah.
Diana Ross in the big ass dramatic fringe silver Valentino dress where she was really channeling her inner disco 70s goddess, and it was amazing. It wasn't easy because that dress, you just know that it's super heavy, but she was moving. It was great to see.
You can definitely see her improvement as an artist in the past year talaga. So yeah, 6 noms. Very really good for her.
Including
Galing
Album of the Year,
Dua.
which is
Including album of the year.
a contender, and Record of the Year for Don't Start Now. For Taylor pala, Folklore was an Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Cardigan. Well, I'm not super sold for Cardigan at this point yet. I don't know. It's not the strongest song she has on that album, but it was, I guess, her choice. But anyway, back to Dua Lipa. I would agree because, like, your sophomore album is like a crucial period in your
True.
career because after the all the hits you have with your debut album, you're not quite sure how you're gonna sustain that popularity in the second time around, right? And she proved herself now with Future Nostalgia, si Dua. So it's really great, and we're looking forward to other stuff she comes out with. She just came out with Prisoner with Miley Cyrus, and that was amazing. They can step on me anytime.
Plus, can we talk about what Miss Dua has done for the disco revival?
Mm.
I feel like she is one of the first artists to really usher in this trend of bringing back the disco style. After Dua released her album In Came Doha Cat and her very disco-inspired style, Kylie Minogue recently
Yep.
Yeah.
released her disc album entitled, very
Disco.
surprisingly, Disco.
Surprise.
So there's this sense of disco coming back, which I think Mark Ronson tried to make happen earlier
Back then, yeah, he tried.
with the Uptown Funk days, which it took on naman, but then now you really see the aesthetic. You see it in music videos.
Even K-pop has gone the disco route.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
So
So-
it's like the big trend of the year, or at least the next year or so.
And even the way music nowadays, like pop music, is arranged, it's very sexy synthesizers, very fast beats. So yeah, disco is making a big comeback thanks to Dua and her producers.
And that's something I feel like we really needed this whole year. Also, some good vibes to like dance to
True.
ourselves in our own rooms, wherever you may be. Because imagine if we only had sad songs in an already sad world, right? So it's nice to have some bops to like dance along to, or like exercise to. I'm sure a lot of people exercise to Future Nostalgia.
Yes, it's one of my favorite back when it was safe to run. It was one of my favorite running albums.
Di na ba pwede sa village nyo?
Pwede, but we have to wear a mask. And for a while, we had to wear a mask and a face shield, which was really stupid because, like, you could die. From
Yeah,
the faint. You could faint
Yeah.
from it. Pero now, they remove the face shield rule, so I might just start again.
Yeah, I miss running. I started at the start of the year, and now I'm just running for an award.
Yes.
That's it. Only thing I'm running for. After Dua, Roddy Ricch is also nominated for 6 awards. I'm not too familiar with his music, to be honest, so we won't be talking about him.
But I will give him credit though. Like, he dominated his category. So I guess, good for him. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I
I
will
wanna-
probably listen to Roddy Ricch after
Yeah.
this too.
Same, like, I'm not a big Roddy Ricch fan. I don't think I've heard his song, or maybe I have in the movie or something, but I don't know what it is. Good for him.
Yeah, good for
Yeah,
him.
congratulations. So other notable stuff to talk about from the Grammys nominations. Newcomers who were nominated this
Oh,
year.
sorry. Can I interject quickly? And can we talk about Beyonce for
Oh
just a
yes,
bit?
yes.
Okay, my position is I love her. I have so much respect for her. But the fact that she is the leading artist to get 9 nominations when there is so much talent available, so much new talent. Beyonce has been winning Grammys since the 2000s for almost 2 decades now. And I feel like this is endemic of how the Grammys is sort of resistant to change, and they'd like to celebrate what is already celebrated. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
And
Yeah,
to think that she doesn't really have a full length album.
yeah. It's not really because like the reason why she has so much nominations is because three of them is because of Savage with Megan. So
Oh.
Megan, whatever Megan's nominations is, that's also for Beyonce. So technically, own Beyonce's solo nominations is
Black Parade.
for Blackest King,
Black
Black
Parade.
Parade, Blackest King, and Blackest King. That's it lang. Which is what I'm happy about. Like as long
Yeah.
as she
When
got
he
nominated
was
for.
a young boy, her father took her to the city. Just kidding.
I really thought I really thought na she covered Black Parade pala. No, but no, it was her Juneteenth single pala. So good for her. But
The
I was
I
I was
saw the
really-
visual.
yeah.
Sorry.
yeah, but I was really happy about Blackest King because I really love Blackest King. And my favorite
Yeah,
song
same.
from Blackest King was Brown Skin Girl, and which got
Ah.
nominated. The music
Do you like
video-
Lapita?
yes, it was so beautiful. So if if Beyonce was gonna get nominated, as long as those two were, I would
She-
take it to
Like,
the
disclaimer, she deserves her nominations, but also it just shows how stuck to their way of thinking the Grammys
Yeah.
is. But Blackest King was a great visual album.
Truly.
Very editorial. And I think it's mostly black artists and producers,
Yep.
people worked on it, no?
Yeah.
So I love what she's doing for her community also.
I think at this
Beautiful.
point, she doesn't really have to prove herself anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for Taylor Swift, ganun na rin eh. Parang, sometimes you just reach that level na Beyonce's just doing it for the art now more than, like, I guess, more than
For the revenue
not,
awards. ganun.
or the money, because she's Beyonce.
She's set
right?
for life.
Exactly. So these are just like bonuses na I would say.
Yeah.
I'd actually go as far as make a claim that Beyonce is the #1 entertainer of our times.
No.
I think she's like,
no question. Yeah, no question.
yeah, she's our Michael Jackson. Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, given, no question about it.
So
Yeah.
very well deserved, but I think the Grammys' choice to award everything to her is flawed.
Which we'll be talking more about later as we go through some of the other hot topics in these Grammy nominations. But speaking of Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion has been nominated 3 times in this Grammy.
I
Four.
love
She got 4
her.
this one. She got 4.
Four
She's
pa.
also for Next New Artist, yeah.
Yeah, so she's one of the emerging, well, she's already there, rap artists, female rap artists or hip hop artists. So it's great to see this whole trend as well of all these powerful, empowered women just in the hip hop industry also going to the mainstream, which also includes Doja Cat as well.
I love Megan. Like, she reminds me so much of a young little Kim. Just the way her flow, the way she dresses, the unapologeticness. I love her. I love how I'd say that there are 3 big women in hip hop right now. You have Nicki, Cardi, and Megan. And
And
obviously,
Megan.
we all know about the Nicki Cardi beef. I love how Megan is friends with both of them. Like, they have their own singles respectively. It's
She's
good
playing
to
her
see.
cards right.
Yeah, she's the good girl of hip hop right now.
Okay, who else? Well, Phoebe Bridgers is also a notable nominee for the year. and she's been making her name known for the past year or so as well. So congrats to her as well. And that leads us to our next topic, which I guess is really controversial. Well, not well, to a lot of people, especially armies. So alam niyo na BTS ang pag-uusapan natin because BTS is congratulations the first ever K-pop act to be nominated for for sasabihin ko sana Academy Award for for Grammy Award. So I mean that in itself is a whole feat of being nominated, but they're only nominated for one award out of the six awards they submitted entries for. They only got nominated for best pop duo or group song, and that is for Dynamite, which is a full English song, not even their other tracks. So yeah, that's the whole issue. Is this merely a diversity nod for BTS, and it's the English track pa out of all the tracks that they submitted for consideration? What do you guys think?
What are the six? What are the six they submitted for ba?
Let me just check.
Because I thought they only got one because partially nga it was eligibility issues kasi that's why. Unless they submitted Dynamite for a lot of things.
I was shocked that they were only nominated for best pop performance because they're the biggest boy band in the world right now, and it's kind of baffling that the Grammys doesn't recognize how, despite their songs being in Korean, they have a wide range of fans who listen to their stuff and who appreciate the technical merit of whatever they produce.
I am just searching right now. I saw it last night, but I'm not. Ito na. Nakita ko na siya.
Sige, go.
So they submitted for these categories. Oh wait, is this from an old awards? Baka maling article pala siya. Anyway, for me, I will get back to that later. For me, parang like Beyonce, my comment about Beyonce, this BTS, parang yun nga si Dren, we have our chat with all the co-hosts, and Dren was saying, it reminds me of Bong Joon-ho and Parasite, saying that, the Oscars are a very local awards show. It's not really an international. And it just so happens that, the rest of the world tunes in because it's America, and it becomes international in that sense. But I would agree with that as well in terms of this nomination, and you don't have to make it a big issue because why are we looking at the Grammys as the merit to become recognized as a musician, right? BTS has proved themselves in so many different ways. Of course, it would be great to be nominated for more awards, for more Grammys, but the fact that they've gone through all the award shows and represented Korea and Asia in so many parts of the world and just shown their talent and charisma to everyone, and just become a worldwide phenomenon, that in itself for me is like the recognition you need. I don't necessarily think
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Cholo.
Go ahead. That's why we're here.
What's the Gigi Good meme? The I hear you and I respectfully disagree. But yeah, okay. The thing about the Grammys is, yes, it is an American award show. Yes, mostly American, English, Australian acts are English-speaking acts are the ones who are nominated. But the Grammys is the most legitimizing of all award shows for music. Like, for example, you have the American Music Awards or the MTV Awards. Getting a Grammy is still leagues beyond getting any of those awards. I can't explain why, but it just is. Like when you have a Grammy, your sales go through the roof. There's that legitimizing factor to it. And so I'm reminded of Bong Joon-ho's Oscar speech run where he said na if you don't look beyond the subtitles, you're missing out a lot of great films. And the same applies to music. Like, why does the biggest or the most prestigious awards body for music only limit their views on what is great music to English songs?
Yeah.
So they're in a way they're sort of excluding a whole several artists who deserve the recognition.
Yeah, that's a good point naman. But I don't know. Parang for me lang as a K-pop listener, why do we have to like bow down to the Western whole thing about? I mean, it's I guess it tama ka nga naman in the way the Grammys are regarded as the most prestigious, but in the changing times, do we have to look at the white people's perspective for respect? Because everyone else in the world respects BTS already for what they have done and what they have proved to the whole world that K-pop can really become this massive. Although of course we respect our K-pop, the people who paved the way in the earlier waves of K-pop, but in this current generation of K-pop, BTS is like the golden standard, right? So, ayun. So that's like why I'm saying that about
Yeah, for sure. It's frustrating that the
It really
Grammys
is.
can see what everyone can. They're so good. No one performs like them. Like na boy band. You never saw One Direction with stage performances that
No.
clean.
No, they're not. I mean, as a directioner, nah, they're not dancers at all. Come on, just sing, boys, just sing.
And can I just say about BTS? I'm not officially part of the army. There's so much more songs that I have to listen to first. But I love how for every live performance they dress alike but distinctly. Like for example, if all of them are wearing suits, you have V wearing a vest, you have Jimin wearing a full suit, you have Suga wearing a t-shirt inside. It's those little things that very Korean attention to detail, which I love about them.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess it's pretty much what we have to say about BTS at this point. But congrats to the boys. They're making history and we love BTS. I love BTS. And again, aside from BTS, there's so much great K-pop out there to also listen to. BTS is not the only one. They're great. I love them. I also listen to them, but there's also a lot of other groups, not just the one I stan, but all the other groups that you can find wherever you stream stuff on. Not just Korean music nga, even OPM.
Yeah.
I because of BLs, I also listen to Scrub, who are from Thailand. So it's like a whole diverse world of music out there, and yeah, we just shouldn't just look at Grammys or America, the West, for this. Like, what should we listen to, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any last thoughts on BTS? As I try to search for what other categories they submitted for.
Taeyong, please marry me. Charot.
I mean,
Good
I'm
luck.
just sure.
Pangilan ka sa pila, Jeremiah.
Oh, pangilang ka nga lang.
Who is your bias in BTS?
I am Jin.
Good choice,
Or
good choice.
Jimin.
I'm V and Jungkook.
I can't. I have no contribution to this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Male. Sorry.
Okay. So anyway, we move on to the next. I mean, these are just some other notable nominations, if they are to be called notable. Kanye West is apparently nominated for Best Contemporary Christian Album for Jesus is King. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I don't even want to talk about Kanye West.
I mean,
Same. I don't want to talk. Go Prince.
I'm sorry. It's just really funny. Like, Kanye in the Grammys is nothing new. Like, he's won a bunch of Grammys, but the fact that Jesus is King got nominated for a Christian album, it's just so funny.
Because
The guy who ran for
that's in it.
this is the guy who ran for president, and he's nominated for. I can't believe it. Like, this is exactly 2020 right here. This nomination right here. Like
I have-
unbelievable. I just can't believe it talaga. Let's just leave it at that.
I mean, if you want to go deep about it, nominating a man who tried to ruin the US election by running a false campaign, it's a very traditional Christian thing to do, and that's all I have to say about that.
So dapat sa traditional, dapat hindi contemporary Christian, dapat traditional Christian pala siya.
Dapat Bible thumping, sister marrying. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
Oh well, Kanye, whatever. Go ahead, Kanye. He'll probably go wild over this. If he's gonna probably if he loses this, he might go on a
All I'm
hate
gonna
rampage
say
again.
is
Probably.
I feel for Kim Kardashian with what she's going through.
That
Oh,
must be really
yeah, I mean,
something
grabe.
It must be a lot, and kudos to her for
Dealing with it.
yeah, and like for being a great wife and supporting your husband who has clear mental health issues but who doesn't want to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good for Kanye. Like, yay, Jesus.
Yeah, go Kanye.
Hallelujah.
That's all.
Yeah. Well, ayun pala, before we move to the next controversial thing, I'd just like to say the award that BTS is nominated for, which is the best pop duo/group performance. That's a really hard race because it has Dynamite, it has Exile by Taylor Swift and Bon Iver, it has Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. So,
Yeah.
it's really a toss up for anyone because
It's my favorite category of all.
that was
sa
like the really
nominees.
parang yun ang one of the biggest songs of the year if you think about it, and that's just really tough for the voters, I guess. So we will see who wins that award. I could even choose, even if I love all those songs in their own ways, aside from the other songs in that category. Anyway, so another controversial thing are Justin Bieber's 4 nominations. Because he got nominated for kasama siya sa pop duo and group performances for Intentions, but also he posted a controversial post saying that he's honored to be nominated, but why is he in the pop genre and not R&B, while other people were snubbed or like robbed of their nominations. So that's kind of like, why are you still, and Yummy being nominated is also a hot topic because
Really? Really, Queen?
and it took apparently 21 writers to write that, right?
What?
I heard that.
As a Justin Bieber stan during the Purpose era,
Same.
I have to say, wow, I am disappointed in how he has fallen from grace.
Well, it's a hard career to be in,
True.
to try and like be relevant for how many years. It's not, and he just released a song about that then, diba? So it's kind of, I guess it's just weird that Yummy out of all the songs got nominated. So
True. I feel like Yummy is a song that's perfect for TikTok, but I
Oh,
don't think it's an award-winning song.
That's what my sister brought up. Like the reason why a lot of songs are nominated is because TikTok uses them.
True. Savage.
Yeah,
Say so.
Yeah, so that's probably why Yummy's there. I don't know. Probably.
ito pala, the real number is 5 songwriters, aside from including Justin Bieber. There are 5 writers among like a list of producers for one song that literally
Oh my God.
says you got that yummy. So it's kind of laughable how this can be nominated. As we move on to the last part of our show, which is about robbed people in this year of Grammy
Rob
nominations.
Kardashian, Rob Stark.
Yes. So will we begin? I guess Jeremiah has a lot to say about this.
Yes,
First
I do.
off, well, Lady Gaga only got 2 nominations this year. And Chromatica is a critically acclaimed album. Everyone loved it. It's another, serotonin boost for a lot of people earlier in the year. and to be nominated for two lang out of how many you could have been nominated for. That's kind of sad for Gaga. Although she has so many nominations at this point, but for this album specifically to be snubbed, it's kind of sad.
The thing that pisses me off about this snub is she had that perfect transition from Chromatica 2 to 911, and the Grammy still didn't um recognize her for that. It's the perfect album transition out of all the album transitions I've heard of in my life.
It's
Sobrang
just so
smooth
good.
niya. And like it became a meme, so it has that cultural cachet.
That alone was a cultural reset.
Gaga's, what's the name of her first single? Stupid Love. When Stupid Love's music video came out, it was the first ever music video to be shot using an iPhone 11. So
Oh.
yeah, so it was like there was a lot of history as with anything Gaga does in this album. And sobrang why can't the Grammy see Gaga for the great artist that she
The
is?
artist that she is, yeah. See, it really surprised me that she only got two. Given I've seen so much positive reviews from Chromatica, and she got two lang. It's baffling. Like, wow, how could you skip over her like that?
I feel like we were just talking about how Beyonce is the number one entertainer. She's our Michael Jackson. I feel like Gaga is sort of like a mix of the Barbara Streisand and the Madonna of our times. She has so much cultural cachet right now, and it's just sad and inexplicable how the Grammys see, like, why do they think like that? Tapos yummy nominate nyo.
Yeah, I mean Gaga's songs, although they're catchy, have a lot of depth in them. And if you really read into it, even the visuals of the music video, and the cultural impact nga of Chromatica among a lot of her other works. So that's just really unfortunate. But congratulations to Chromatica for being nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album of the Year,
Yeah.
alongside Harry Styles, who has also been snubbed for Fine Line. He only has two as well, right? Which is
Three. He has three.
Pop Vocal Album. What are the others, Burns?
He got nominated for Adore You, and Watermelon Sugar music video.
Yun. So, isa pa yun. Jeremiah was saying something about Stevie Nicks comparing
Yes.
Fine Line to Rumors.
Yeah, someone tweeted because Stevie and Harry are really good friends now, and if rumors are to be believed, Stevie apparently has this crush on Harry, which is so funny, and I love it.
Oh.
That's
Because
really
like
cute.
Harry is a pretty boy, and Lindsay Buckingham, Stevie's ex, is such a pretty boy also, and they sort of have that. Anyway, so Stevie Nicks herself said that Fine Line is the rumors of our generation, which I can see it. It's a really big claim by a really big artist, and he got snubbed. It's such a perfect album, and more importantly, it marks a big departure from Harry Styles, the pop star, to Harry
Yep.
Styles, the
Yep.
rock star.
Yeah.
This is Harry Styles in his experimental crooning rock Gucci era. Hindi na siya One Direction. So again, sobrang weird that the Grammys can't see Harry for his artistry. The album flowed really well. I was listening to it a while ago. It's the perfect thing to listen to when you're running, when you're working.
My sisters play Fine Line every day, so I get to listen to Harry. And I can really see. I'm listening. It was like, this is Harry. This is not the
Yeah.
Harry. This is not the Harry from One Direction years. This is not even the Harry from Sign of the Times. Like, this is a real musician right here. And I was really, really, really saddened when I saw all the submissions he gave and they were not considered at all. Like, really? Like, nakaka-disappoint talaga because post 1D, Harry is the only one I ever really followed.
He's the
And
most successful.
Yeah.
He's the Justin Timberlake of One Direction.
Oh,
Pero naman
grabe.
everyone else has like
Yeah, they have their own.
years, but Harry really solidified himself into the mainstream. I mean, everyone else Niall has good songs.
Yeah.
Zayn has some good earlier work as well. I'm not too much of a fan of his later, more recent songs, but they have pretty substantial naman,
That's
but
true.
not as
I
great.
love Pillow Talk.
Yeah,
But
but
Harry's
Harry's like one of the A-listers na in
Yeah,
music.
he's the first of the boys to get a nomination. So give him credit.
Oh,
He's first of
good
the boys to
job.
get. So give him credit. Come on, Grammys. Come on. Come on. My gosh. It's nakaka talaga. It's disappointing.
Ito pa, after Harry Styles, another snub is Rhea Sawayama, which a lot of people are kind of disappointed about. She had a really good album as well. And, people are sad that she wasn't even considered for Best New Artist. Because that's a lot of artistry as well. And a lot of range from that album she just released this year.
Very in line with the disco revival, I'd say.
Mhm.
I'm not very in at the risk of revoking my gay card. I am not very familiar with Miss Sayawama's work, but she I think she's slowly making a name for herself as the gay artist, like the
Mhm.
gay cult, in the same vein as Kim Petras or Robin.
Mhm.
That's all I have to say about her.
I mean, the fact na I also don't listen to Rina, but the fact na I see a lot of people on Twitter and in our chat talk about her and rave about her.
She
Na-
trended last night.
Not even one nomination
Wala,
for even
yeah.
new artist, diba? Like, come on. Like, it really gives you the glimpse talaga. The Grammys are so close-minded about the people they listen to.
Ang heated ng standards nila.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, which leads us to our last topic for the Grammys, it's The Weeknd, who has been robbed of nominations.
I'm excited.
And he's arguably had one of the best songs of the year,
Yeah!
with Blinding Lights. And he got 0.
What?
And earlier
What
today,
happened?
he tweeted, "The Grammys are corrupt." Yun ba? The Grammys are...
Yeah.
No, he was like he mentioned the Grammys and he was like, me and my fans deserve transparency. And Complex recently released something. We have some Grammys tea. Let me whip it up.
Ito,
Apparently,
sabi niya, wait lang, before you go.
Ago.
He says, "The Grammys are corrupt. The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency." That was the whole tweet.
And
So-
he has good reason for his claims.
Yes, it does.
So go, Jeremiah, explain.
Because rumor has it that I'm gonna read the headline. TMZ reports The Weeknd was issued an ultimatum: perform at the Grammys or the Super Bowl, because The Weeknd is performing at the Super Bowl, but the Grammys wanted him to be an exclusive performing artist, I guess. But really, which artists at the top of their game would only choose one big event to perform at? Right?
Yeah, and the other one is more like an award show, that one of the award shows that you can perform at, I would feel.
Yeah, and it's not the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl is like a headlining
Huge
event.
deal. Anyway, I will continue reading.
Go,
There
go,
is
go.
reportedly growing suspicion that bitterness from the negotiations could have cost The Weeknd his Grammy nominations. I mean, if there is some truth to this, really? Again?
It's on the Recording Academy then, di ba? Sila yung problem. I can't. Don't know if I'll believe this wholeheartedly because it's TMZ who reported
Yes.
it. But if it is true, come on. I mean,
Well,
this
what are TMZ's like? What is TMZ's success rate at telling true stories at this point? What do we believe in anymore these days?
To
Is
be
TMZ
fair.
more reliable than fake news?
To be fair,
Actually,
TMZ was one of the first outlets to break the fact that Caitlyn Jenner was trans. Which, sorry about that, Caitlyn. And everyone at the time was like, no, it's not real. But
anyway, disappointed. Blinding Lights deserves it. Come on.
very true. And
And that has 1 billion, almost 2 billion streams on Spotify.
you can't go to a grocery store or see a YouTuber's video
Or
without
watch
hearing
TikTok
it.
without
Yeah.
seeing that, right? So it's
So
just
disappointed.
unfortunate and disappointing at the same time.
Buti na lang may Bella Hadid siya. Yun na. Yun na lang.
So I guess that wraps up our Grammy 2021 nomination discussions. Any last
Yeah.
thoughts about this?
Um,
Or
just to ano lang, just to finish lang, like a lot of people are wondering why some artists aren't there. Like I saw a tweet saying why isn't Ariana nominated? And you also mentioned here Cardi B isn't nominated.
well, Ariana,
It's just
Miss Ariana. I'm
just
sorry.
for ano lang. The only reason why it's ano lang talaga. Like it's the eligibility issues lang. That's the only reason why. Even for BTS's B album, that's why they're not in most
Yeah.
nominations. They really weren't eligible. So expect next year people like Ariana, Cardi B,
Maybe.
BTS, and Sam Smith. They'll all be there at the
Hopefully.
next Grammy Awards.
Hopefully
It's
they
so-
do
Provided
the
they
BTS
keep up the
thing.
campaigning.
Yeah.
It's so weird now though because in Twitter, a lot of people are dragging Cardi B like, oh, you didn't get nominated. And Cardi cleared it up. And then she's like, y'all really want to drag down a girl when you think she's down, which, you know,
No.
that's Twitter in a nutshell.
Yeah, people should do their research more about eligibility and all those considerations for a nomination before like making things up, right? But
With
you
Grammys
that
has one of
said-
the weirdest eligibility talaga.
True.
I have to keep checking every time. So it really weirds me out.
that's why they have like, oh, and I have to release my album at this month so that I can be considered.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
With
yun.
that said, I would be surprised in the Grammys 2022 awards if Cardi B does not win for WAP.
Another
Like,
cultural reset of the
A
year.
cultural reset, one of the biggest, well, not naman the biggest, but one of the things we're missing out the most in 2020 is we were robbed of the chance to dance WAP in a crowded club.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how wild it would
I
be?
can
Everyone
only
would be
imagine
doing-
Jeremiah doing it.
You can
Everyone would be doing the TikTok dance together. It's gonna be like a global tala, but slutty.
Global tala. Pero mas
global.
mas ano siya, mas basa
Mas-
lang, ganun.
mas, mas out there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how their campaigning goes.
Pero ito, nahanap ko na yung sa BTS pala bago tayo tapos. They submitted 4 for Dynamite, which are Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Pop Duo Group Performance of the Year. And for Map of the Soul 7, they submitted for Album of the Year, Best Vocal Pop Album, Best Pop Vocal Album, and Best Engineered Album Non-Classical. And Best Music
see?
Video for Dynamite. So they did submit a lot for Dynamite, but Map of the Soul
Yeah.
7 was also a pretty good album, I would say,
Yeah.
that they should have at least considered to put there.
Grabe.
It's really the English thing, I think.
Yeah. A lot, I mean, even in outside of the States naman, when you say, oh, you should try to listen to K-pop, a lot of people are like, but you don't understand what they say. But like, I'm like, you can Google whatever they mean in the song, and it's so easy to just read the descriptions
And
or
really, BTS releases peppy dance music. Do we really listen to the lyrics of peppy dance music?
True.
that's
True.
Like, these are songs that you dance in the club to, or when you're driving to work. It's feel-good dance music. I think the Grammys should focus more on the production and the musicality of the songs and the technical skill that went into it instead of the lyrics. It's like if they can nominate a song that goes yummy, 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 yummy. That's its own language in itself.
They could have at least researched the translations
Yeah.
BTS songs. But anyway, that ends our discussion for the Grammy 2021 nominations. You can read the full list online wherever you can read it. It's on the Grammy website or any other news outlet that you would prefer. But aside from that, they also announced the MMFF 2020 um, entries, and MMFF this year will be online. So that's like a new experience. And well, I'm not necessarily sure if it's a new experience the way movies are selected, but it's interesting to not have to go out and see how movies fare aside from the blockbusters they always put out in MMFF. And you see the trend of LGBT themed movies like really get into it because there are two LGBT themed movies in this year's
Hmm.
um, list of entries. Burns, ikaw,
Fuckboys,
sabi ka ba
diba?
dyan?
I mean, I gave up on the MFF a long time ago na. Like
Yeah.
I never hoped for. Like I know if of the 10 they give every year, usually expect only one will actually be, pretty good. Not really good, just pretty good. Na
Mga
bearable.
1 to
That's
2
what I
lang,
expect.
ganun.
Yeah, so like that one year it was portrait of the Filipino. Yun lang. And then I never even bothered checking out the other because it's the same stuff that's you see in every other festival. So like whatever na lang.
I'm
I was
looking forward
hoping
to ano
it could.
though. I'm looking forward to Fangirl, which is by
Yeah,
Angelica Daune.
I
Um,
was you mean that's one of the things na I was hoping for different. Like I hope na given na it's gonna be online, maybe MFF could offer some different things. Like the popularity of of BLs this year gave the chance talaga for a BL movie to come out. So I was really happy. And then you also have Fangirl. Pero you look at the rest, it's another fantasy movie,
Mang
another
Kepweng.
another Vong Navarro movie. So like it's the same stuff. Nothing really much has changed
Except
What
that
was
it's online and walang Vice Ganda and Vic Soto this year.
for industry reasons. That's it.
And the fact that, MMFF is traditionally, kasi it comes out in Christmas. So it's
Yeah.
the time where a lot of people who don't usually have the means to spend money on movie tickets can really go out with their families and go to the cinema. And sad lang na mawawala yung aspect na yan because it's online and not everyone in the Philippines has access to the internet.
That's true. But that's what we have to live with. I mean, it's been a sad year for the film industry for sure, because
Yeah.
the only outlet you have is mostly Netflix or iFlix or other
Yeah.
streaming platforms. So we'll have to see. Pista ng
What the
Pelikulang
best-
Pilipino is
Yeah.
ongoing right now, and it's been an okay experience so far.
I feel like it would have been more inclusive, no, if they partnered up with a big broadcast network and did MMFF there. Like very old school, my timed movie slots. But well, that's another discussion.
Yeah, because money talks at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Last few things. We will now go to our. I think Burns wanted to say something about The Crown.
I only want to say a few things because I'm banking on Cholo doing an episode one day.
Yeah.
We
I won't
will
say
once I watch
anything.
everything.
Once he finishes it, all I can say is it's okay. I mean, it's the drama's there. What I love Emma Corrin and I really, really, really love Margaret Thatcher.
Mm.
Oh God, it was exactly what I hoped for in Thatcher. Everything else was KK lang, but not exactly the best season. But sige, sure.
I'm gonna save my opinions for when Cholo does the official episode.
Yeah.
But
That's the
safe to
pressure
say,
on me.
yes, it's easily the soapiest season of The Crown so far. So much has happened. I loved everything. I loved all the performances. Very well cast. Emma Corrin, it has a star-making turn in the show. She'll go on to do great things, I feel. Yeah, that's it.
And that would be like one of the most accessible seasons, I would say, because Diana is an icon in her own right, aside from Queen Elizabeth. And the fact that Diana is loved by so many people, especially in this current generation, like our parents' generations are like the Diana generation, right?
Yeah.
Like,
My mom cried when she passed away.
uh,
Like all of us, I think, were too young to remember it. I was
Yeah.
two. But
That was 97, right? We were
yeah, you're babies.
exactly.
But like, you still feel her impact
Yeah.
culturally. And what she has done to sort of dismantle the idea that the royals are untouchable. She
And now we have
essentially made members of the royal family celebrities. There wouldn't be big press coverage with Meghan Markle, Kate Middleton, William and Harry if it weren't for what Diana did.
Emma Corrin to thank for reviving it. So, yeah, thank you. Yun lang.
Netflix.
Thanks Netflix.
And speaking of
Sponsor
Netflix,
naman.
last na,
Netflix.
oo nga, Netflix, ang tagal na namin nagpaparinig dito.
Paparamdam.
So, ito, Shark Boy and Lava Girl sequel trailer has been released. It's called We Can Be Heroes, which features their kid and which features Shark Boy and Lava Girl are still here, but now they're parents with other superhero parents, which is a really interesting premise, I would say. But yeah, what do you guys have any thoughts about that? See, Taylor Dooley is reprising her role as Lava Girl, but Taylor Lautner won't be on this one. Um, Replacing him
Go
will
Prince.
be
I know what you're gonna say.
what? What were you gonna say?
Hindi, like, I don't know what to say about this because it's the same thought na is there why not think of original content? Why do you have to go back to stuff like this? And you go back to stuff and you can't even bring the one of the more iconic actors who then did
Yeah.
it. Wala lang. So I guess it's an interesting way to do it. They're parents, but the most thing I've talked about, the most thing I've heard about is how are they parents? How did that, like really, how did that happen? Like I don't know. So I guess
Well, apparently it's not really a direct sequel anyway.
yeah,
So
it's like a standalone sequel.
yeah, it's a standalone sequel featuring them, and parang hindi yata cast credited si JJ Dashno, who's his stand-in body double because Taylor Lautner was unable to film his scenes. I'm not quite sure, but yeah.
I mean, Pedro Pascal is gonna be there, so I guess I'll watch it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pedro
okay.
Pascal's
I might
there.
watch it for Pedro Pascal.
And speaking of Pedro Pascal, Wonder Woman pala, news on that is that HBO Max will release it on Christmas Day together with some theaters in America, which is kind of like sad news for me because I would really like to see that in a theater one day and not just on a small screen. It was meant for that, but the times just really cannot afford that at this point.
Guess I'm watching Wonder Woman on Christmas.
We will see. So those are pretty much what's been happening around pop culture in the last 2 weeks since we last released our episode. We're not having as much episodes recently because it's still a pandemic. Not much is happening unless we have major awards like this or a lot of news comes in a certain week. But we will try our best to come up with more episodes as we think of other ways to produce more content. And speaking of that, we will head on to our last part of the show as always, which is our pop stop or our pop culture recommendations for the week. I will begin. I will just recommend Cleaners, which I saw on Isa na Pelikulang Pilipino Year 4. Really amazing film. I would dare say that it's the best high school Filipino film out there. High school themed rather. Ang ganda lang. I guess it really captures what a Filipino high school experience could be for co-ed people, but also syempre iba rin siya from an exclusive school perspective. But you know that it's very Pinoy. Kasi you always have high school movies that are just like American and Western that we can't really completely relate to, but this one is very Pinoy in nature, very nostalgic. Ang ganda lang ng pagkagawa and just the whole concept behind it, the highlighters and stop motion like cinematography of this was really just good. So there's still like 3 screenings left for Pisa na Pelikulang Pilipino 4 and Cleaners will also be shown in Q Cinema 2020. So you can check Cleaners out there. And of course, go listen to NCT Resonance Part 2. It's out now. That's their second NCT 2020 comeback. Some great songs, very 90s ang comeback nila this time around. And really good visuals too. So those are my recommendations for the week. Prince,
Um, I haven't consumed much pop culture. Like, I since our last show, I'm still watching Survivor, rewatching all the old seasons. I'm up to season 18 right now. So far, for me, the best season was 16, fan versus favorites. But I'm still enjoying all the trivia, all the strategy, all the physical challenges. It just. Yeah. But what I will recommend is, since it's almost December, which means it's almost Oscar season. So now you're getting to see all the big movies coming out now on streaming. So Netflix already has Hillbilly Elegy already out, so I'm gonna watch that soon.
Ooh.
And December has three blockbuster movies. They have Mank, they have
Mank.
Marini's Black Bottom, has Chadwick Boseman, and The Prom, which I'm actually pretty excited to see.
oh
now.
my gosh, The Prom.
Because
The
wow,
Prom.
I'm seeing more things about The Prom, and I'm actually pretty excited to see it now.
I really
Imagine.
missed out on that one when I went to Broadway last. As in, I was planning to like, oh, when I come back, and then they closed the show. So I was like, what the hell? But thanks to Ryan Murphy for making a movie about
Yeah,
it.
It started as a musical talaga.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's an adaptation.
Speaking of The Prom, though, it stars Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep was also nominated for a Grammy this year for
Oh.
for a narrative album for Charlotte's Web. If she wins that, she becomes an EGOT finally.
She has a Tony?
She has a Tony na, sa alam ko.
Oh.
So she's
Wow.
she's a Grammy away though. So if she wins it, she's been nominated already many times for a Grammy. Her last nomination was for Mamma Mia, the soundtrack, and
Mhm.
now if she wins Charlotte Web, she finally gets the EGOT.
You know
What's
what?
her-
If you're running for an EGOT, you're like, hey, let me record this spoken word album that I can get nominated for. Maybe I can
Oh
win
my
a
God.
Grammy for this.
Wait, these are her competitors. Flea, Acid for the Children, a memoir. I don't know what that is. Ken Jennings for the Alex Trebek spoken word. Rachel Maddow for her album Blowout, Corrupted Democracy, Rogue State Russia, etc. And Ronan Farrow for Catch and Kill. So yeah, her competition's pretty high because you have Ronan Farrow, Rachel Maddow. But
But she's
ilagay
Meryl
nyo na lang. Yeah.
She's Meryl
Come on,
Streep
it's an
doing Charlotte
EGOT.
Web. Okay, and last, Jeremiah.
Okay, I have two. I am currently watching HBO's The Undoing, which is written by David O'Kelly of Big Little Lies and stars also from Big Little Lies Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant in a great spin of a role on the typical charismatic Hugh Grant role. He, without revealing too much, his character is very charismatic, very charming in that very Hugh Grant way. But there's some added mystery and creepiness to his character. So it's the first time seeing
Hugh Grant like
Hugh play a villain, which is really interesting.
And the series is done now, or it's still ongoing?
It's ongoing. The show is about, it's very like Gossip Girl set in the New York's Upper East Side. It centers on a posh private school for rich kids, and one of the moms was bludgeoned to death. And it's sort of like a classic who did it? Who killed the mom?
Mhm.
And every episode ends with total 180 of a turn. Very Shonda Rhimes. Siya.
I love those like HBO series, like Big Little Lies. It's just like so addicting.
Yeah, diba? And it's the same team. Also starring is Edgar Ramirez as
Ooh,
the
wow.
cop investigating the case, and oh my god,
And
he
Donald
is so hot
Sutherland
in
is
this.
there.
Yes, Donald
Lily Rabe.
Sutherland
Oh my gosh, Lily Rabe is
in
there.
his creepy glory is there as Nicole Kidman's father. Lily Rabe is there as Nicole Kidman's best friend.
Mm.
If you watch Big Little Lies, she's filling in for the Reese Witherspoon role. It's a great show. Twitter, every time an episode premieres, Twitter explodes because there's so much twists and turns. It's crazy. It's very Shonda Rhimes na. And next week is the season finale. So
And
you
it's
finally get to find out who
limited
killed the
series
mom.
or
It's a mini series, 6
Okay.
episodes lang. So I'm sure that this will get an Emmy nod.
adding that to my super long list of what to watch.
I have a lot of HBO series to catch up on.
Ferns, you should get on Lovecraft Country, but
Yeah
we'll
nga,
talk
yeah.
about it after the
Lovecraft's
podcast
also on my
ends.
list. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
And what was your other one, Jeremiah?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I recently listened to Doja Cat's whole album. I only knew her from Say So. I don't even remember the name of the album. But
It's called Pink something.
when I
Doja-
listened to the whole thing, I was like, yo, this is really good. It's very disco. Shout
It's called
out
Hot
to
Pink.
Hot Pink. Yes.
It's
Shout
very
out-
Yunga, I would say. It's very Jeremiah Capacillo album.
Shout out to Go Down, which is my favorite song in the whole album. It's a kind of song you'd listen to while you're driving a convertible along a cliff with your wind blowing in your hair. It's very that vibe. Very retro, and I underestimated Doha, I realized. I thought that she was just a TikTok one-hit wonder, but there's something
She's
to
made
her.
3 TikTok hits or more at this point.
Yeah.
My favorite Doja Cat song is Moo, though. Have you heard Moo?
I'm sure I have, but
I will send you the link to Moo. It's just like
I
one of the
didn't.
best Doja Cat songs out there. And
I'm a
last,
listen.
I forgot to mention this pala early on the show, but the P-pop girl group Beanie has been pre-debuted by ABS-CBN, and their pre-debut song, The Coconut Nut, a version of The Coconut Nut, it's just like lives rent-free in my mind. It's great. I can't stop thinking about it. And I woke up 2 days consecutively. When I woke up, I was like just singing the song in my head for some reason. Ang galing din nila eh. They're one of the more polished girl groups to come out in the past how many years. Although I do love MNL48 naman, but they have a different approach to it, which is really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to see what comes out next when they actually debut, and also what comes next from P-pop, because P-pop is really on the rise after a whole year of SB19 starting and making their name out there, and now more groups are emerging. So I'm ready to stand P-pop groups. So stream The Coconut Nut by Beanie. It's a bop. It was truly a choice to choose that as something to remix, but it really works and it's really addicting, I would say.
When I saw the performance that you sent in our chat group, I was like, wow, they're very synchronized. Their level of performing is so polished. I didn't expect that. And they made the coconut nut into a bop.
Exactly. Who does that? Who can do that? I already stand. I don't even know what their fan group name is yet, but I'm ready to stand Beanie.
Dapat gawin na lang K-pop cover yung Doobie Doobie Doo.
Ang gusto ko nga, Butchie Cake. Butchie Cake P-pop boy group edition. O, diba? The Coconut Nut yung sa girls, tapos Butchie Cake naman yung boys. That would be so powerful. And with that, we are closing our show. Thank you so much, Jer and Perns, for being here. And of course, thank you to everyone who listened to this episode. You can also go stream all our previous episodes, including a full episode on folklore, a full episode on chromatica. They're all out there on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you stream your podcasts. And of course, we're here on Radyo Katipunan every week. Thank you so much to the Radyo Katipunan fam for always streaming our episodes. And you can go follow us on social media. That's at Popcorn with Cholo, at Popcorn W Cholo on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Let us know what else you'd want to hear and who else you'd want to see or hear on the show as well. So we will see you guys next time. And bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Don't forget to vote for Cholo. Vote for Cholo. Vote for
Vote for
Cholo.
The Darren 2020.
Vote for Cholo.
This is your stop for all things pop. Catch our all-around pop culture geek, Cholo as he throws in some dose of what's poppin' and what's hot in the pop culture scene here on Popcorn. Munchin' with us every Thursdays from 4 to 6, only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.